Hello, and thank you for listening to Gettin' Hard in Nate's Backyard. On this episode of the podcast, we talk with my friend Monika Deviat. Monika not only is the first female guest to be on the podcast, but a multi-talented one. She received a BSc in 2008 from the University of Calgary for quantum physics. She owns her own photography company called Deviant Optics, and she is a pole dance fitness instructor, performer, and competitor out of Ascension Fitness in Calgary. We talk about a bunch of wild things and a little bit of politics in there too, as the election just happened. So, as always, thanks for listening. Hello, everybody, and thank you for listening to Gettin' Hard in Nate's Backyard. On this episode of the podcast, I have Monika Deviat. Say hello.
Hello.
How you doing today?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Good, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thanks very much for having me.
This podcast is brought to you by BigNateProductions.com. That's me and all the stuff I do. I'm going to the studio this week with a rad local band called Asteroid M, so look for their new album coming out in the next few months. And doing lots of live sound, working at the New D, working at Dickens as usual. Septic Flesh is coming up on Thursday. I just got asked to show up early for that, so that should be pretty awesome. I think it's like Enciferum and a bunch of rad European bands. And Big Nate Productions presents Calgary Metalfest, June 3rd through 7th, probably. 6th for sure. It's at Wednesdays at the Ship, Thursdays at Burns. Friday and Saturday are both at Lord Nelson's and Dickens simultaneously. Dueling stages. Cobra and Lotus is headlining. Villainizer is playing their last Calgary show ever. Into Eternity is playing, among tons of other rad bands. So go to CalgaryMetalfest.com and check out all the bands, the schedule, buy tickets. Tickets are also available at Dickens and at Sloth Records. $60 for the whole thing, $30 a day on the weekend to go to both venues. And then you can buy individual shows and stuff too. So there's like 8 different tickets you can buy. So buy all of them 4 times. That would be awesome. This podcast is also brought to you by RightHookMics.com, which our lovely guest is speaking through. They're a neat PE55 style microphone. They have some new crazy microphone coming out, I think, for the studio. So hopefully they send me one of those for free. That'd be awesome. So go to righthookmics.com. There's like 5 different colors. There's like the red Crimson Guard, it's called, and then the white Stormtrooper, gold or 3PO, it's called. And there's the Drill Sergeant is an olive drab. And then the mics we have are the metal mics. They're black. They're awesome. So with that being said, I would officially like to start this podcast. Thanks for being here, Monika. You're the first female guest.
Oh, that's exciting, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that just means I'm a chauvinist asshole or what my problem is, but... I wanted to have Monika on because she's multi-talented and a good friend of mine, and I wanted to talk about all the cool stuff she does. So maybe should we start at... What do you want to start at? Physics or photography?
Let's start with physics, because that came before the photography.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Cool. So you went to, I see that you have a bachelor's in, I have some notes prepared this time. Bachelor's degree in physics from the Institute of Quantum Science and Technologies at the University of Calgary.
Yeah, so you kind of do a general degree in physics, and I did a lot of my research and a lot of my work in quantum. And we have a very good institute at the university for quantum information.
Awesome. And how long did that take?
So I did my bachelor's in 5 years, but I actually switched my major after my first year.
Oh, okay.
I originally was doing biochem. I wanted to be a medical examiner.
Whoa.
Yeah. Would have been pretty cool, but I decided I hated bio and chem.
Right.
I got C's, and then I got A's in math and physics. So basically just switched for that reason.
Cool. And you switched into quantum.
Well, in your last 2 years, depending on how you do your degree, you can kind of specialize. You can do a research project, and that's
Okay.
the direction I took.
Cool. That's awesome. Do you hang out with any of those people anymore or anything? Do you guys get together and geek out? Or I don't know.
Yeah, so I have a group. We kind of met each other in second year. There was sort of a introductory week to physics. That was the actual first year that everyone was really getting into the degree. And there's about 5 of us that hang out. We're known as Team Physics.
Oh,
We do science events. A lot of us are Eastern European. We make pierogies sometimes, and of course, we go drinking.
yeah, nice. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of physics involved in drinking,
Yes,
especially
I
at
would
this
agree.
altitude.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's great. So, and that led you basically into a job. What year did you graduate?
So I finished my physics degree in 2008, and actually my plan was to get a job for a year and then go traveling and then do my master's. But 2008 was sort of that recession year.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if the company I worked for exists anymore, but I got laid off and then just
yeah.
went back to school. But
Yeah. Fair enough. So that kind of led you into not. I mean, you're not working at CERN, obviously, but
no.
you get to apply some of that in your, like it's a geophysics job, right?
Yeah, so right now I work for a geoseismic company. I'm pretending I know things about rocks and stuff,
Yeah.
but it still is a lot of physics, a lot of math, a lot of problem solving skills. So
Very cool. What do you think about the Large Hadron Collider? That's pretty fucking awesome, eh?
It
That they
is
predicted
really
that
awesome.
in the 60s, and
yeah,
it actually came through, the whole God particle thing. Like that's
it's very cool to follow that type of stuff. And I actually know a couple of people that work at the LHC. A couple of friends of mine went in this summer, and they got an illicit tour of the facility.
wild.
Hopefully no one is listening to this that works there.
What does that mean? They all got like hammered and took their clothes off and ran around
they
it?
just kind of snuck in. I think
Oh.
it was okay, but you know.
Right, yeah. Maybe not all the proper channels
Yeah.
and paperwork filled out. That's okay. Yeah, I was watching this documentary about math the other day, and they were talking about the LHC there and like how, people don't really know why math works out so much. Like they don't understand like how it works, but it does, like especially now with this, it's to predict what they predicted. Can you explain what they predicted? Sorry, I'm
Briefly?
kind of putting you on the spot there.
A little
but
bit on the spot.
They basically predicted that a particle would react in a certain way when it was smashed into the other one. Like it was like a mini black hole thing.
I don't know. There's a lot of experiments going on right now at the LHC. I really encourage everyone to check out their website. They've actually got a lot of stuff that's really good for the general public to
Cool.
read and follow up on all the experiments that are going on there. But it is high energy physics. So yeah, they're basically smashing things together and trying to make the measurements. The data that they're getting is just huge.
Yeah, for sure. I remember when they were getting it going, my old guitar player, he was like, there's going to be a fucking black hole, man. It's going to suck. Everybody's going to start in Switzerland, just suck the whole world into it.
Yeah,
But
there's
that could have happened.
There's lots of old cranks, we call them, going off about that. But yeah, we'll just...
My buddy was a 28-year-old old crank.
They exist too.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. So, when you switched to the other physics you switched to, did your grades improve? Did you go from C's to A's?
Physics is very hard.
I bet.
When I
even
switched
imagine.
over, I actually had to do a little bit of catch up. So
Okay.
my course load was pretty big. I was actually playing in a band at the time. So
Right. What band were you in?
it was called Mercury Tilt. Do you remember how we
Yes.
met, Nate?
No, how did
Oh.
we meet? Tell me again.
So we were at our friend Trisha's house for New Year's.
Right.
And
Oh,
I don't remember how it came up, but you came up to me and you were like, "You owe me money." And I was like, "What?" "Your band owes me money." And I had no idea what was going on.
Really?
But after I had quit the band, apparently they had gone to the slaughterhouse to record something again.
Oh,
And
right.
I'm not sure what happened,
They
but
took off. They took off to like they ran up like a $3,000 or $4,000 recording bill, and then they just. This is the only time that's ever happened. I gave them the CD before they paid. I thought they paid. And then they took off to like way up north somewhere, like way north of Grand Prairie or something. And it was,
so there's a reason I quit.
oh yeah, right. Yeah. So by that time you're like, I'm not in the band anymore.
Well,
don't kill me.
Before they recorded it. So
right.
But
Sorry.
Not a good group, I guess.
Yeah. Well, everybody wants to be a rock star, crazy people.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Yeah, that's funny. I remember that party. That was a good time. Awesome. So, physics. Wild. I can't believe I know a physicist. It's pretty neat.
There's a few of us around.
Do you think you'll ever go back for any? Like, will you get crazier physicists? Will you go for a doctorate or something nuts?
Well, originally I basically was going to do a master's. I had a supervisor lined up. I had a really good research project.
Right.
But the funding wasn't great for the type of research I wanted to do, and honestly I was kind of tired of being a poor student.
Yeah.
And this was about the time when I was really getting into photography and also pole fitness.
Yeah, right. Cool.
And I kind of wanted to pursue that, but...
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, when you go into college or university, you're like 22, 23, whatever, and then by the time you're at the end of it, you're like, why did I... I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do fun stuff. Yeah, no, fair enough. Cool. So, what year did you? You're also a really rad photographer. I noticed you've been doing a lot of. Is it night? But like, is it time lapse? Like long exposure stuff?
Just doing long exposure. I actually haven't tried doing time lapses yet.
Oh,
but
okay.
I've been shooting the aurora a lot this year. That was a goal of mine.
Yeah, cool.
Northern Lights. That's pretty neat.
But you did a lot of you do a lot of bands and stuff like that.
Yeah, I started in concert photography actually.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. You want to talk about your gear? What kind of gear you got?
Oh, it's okay. So right now I'm shooting. My main body is a Nikon D3S. So it's one of the high-end full-frame cameras for the photography nerds out there.
Cool.
I'm actually not very technical on the photography side. I just know how to use what I have.
Yeah, and when you have good stuff, it just works good.
I know what I need.
Yeah,
I know how to
totally.
use it. So
yeah.
And my second body is a D300, and I have two lenses. My go-to is a 24 to 70 millimeter 2.8. It's probably the best for concerts for any photographers listening.
Yeah.
And then 70 to 200 millimeter if you need some more zoom.
Huh. Is that like the big long one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the big guns.
See how well versed in this I am? No, that's sweet. So, what got you into photography? Just interest? Or?
A little bit of interest. When I graduated in 2008, my parents got me the decent DSLR for grad gift.
Yeah.
And I had already been kind of taking a few pictures of like my friends' bands with like a point and shoot. Nothing really great. And I'm sure it annoyed the hell out of everyone because I was using a flash. And so then I got, I guess, a real camera and I started messing around with it. And some people may recognize the name Pamela Porowski.
Yeah, totally.
She was sort of my mentor at the beginning because
Cool.
I really wanted to do concerts, and she was one of the bigger ones in Calgary at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's the biggest band you've shot?
I guess in terms of
Because you have to go get if you do like a bigger concert, you have to go contact like the show, the promoter, get a media pass and all this stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, biggest in terms of like band name, how much they bring, how many people come to see them. I've shot Judas Priest and Iron Maiden.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who are they again? They're from Britain, right?
Some guys. I don't know. They don't live here.
They're like One Direction, right?
Yeah. But I don't know. The biggest for me was actually being able to shoot Venom when they came for Noctis.
Yeah, wild. That was the craziest show of my life.
Yeah.
I thought the whole place was going to catch on fire. I told the story on the podcast before. It's nuts. Basically, long story short, Venom screwed around at soundcheck, blew a bunch of time, and there was a curfew. So there was some misunderstandings, and then they got on stage and they were like, some fucking asshole's trying to say we got like 10 minutes after the third song, and the whole crowd was booing in a very scary boo. But yeah, they got to play a little longer and there was no riot. But actually they did that same thing. Did you know they did that at MDF and they did cause a riot that year?
I don't remember if I heard that.
They did the same thing, yeah, and they pulled the power on them because in Maryland it's like it's a city thing.
Yeah.
Like it's because I'm pretty sure it's outdoors, right?
Yeah, it was outdoors.
And yeah, so I don't know. I heard everybody started lighting garbage cans on fire and just getting crazy, but crazy Venom, wild. Yeah, we got to hang out with all those guys, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's pretty neat hanging out with Kronos. They're really nice guys, even though they're
so nice. When Kronos did the session at the conference,
yeah,
that was amazing. Like,
yeah, I always missed the conference.
Oh.
It sucked. I always wanted to go to it. Just didn't. Just never. I mean, I was stage manager, production manager,
yeah,
so
you
just
working
had to be somewhere else at the same time.
Oh, I don't know. He was such a personable speaker, and I don't know. It was just really great. Everyone was ridiculously happy to hear him and like to get their questions answered, and just
yeah. Their texts were so funny, man. They were really nice guys. Zach was one of them. He was really funny because something happened too that day, and I'm sorry if I told this already, but we did a 2-hour sound check with Venom, and then they go to get on stage and they hit their first note, and I'm like, this sounds like Venom on an AM radio. What the fuck is going on? And something had happened with the tech that did the front of house tech that did their sound check. Like he had some sort of like for real family emergency and he had to leave, so there was another guy there, and I'm like, Tom, the fuck is going on? I ran from like backstage to the board in like 5 steps, 5 giant bounds, and then he's like, all the head amps are turned down, and to make a annoying tech story make sense, it's like the main knob at the top that you start with. It's like the main volume knob for each channel was turned to off. So you're basically just hearing stage volume, and so and then I'm like, where's their tech? Like, because they had their own tech and he wasn't there. I'm like, where's their tech? He told me I was mixing the first 3 songs. I'm like, what? Just blowing vessels in my brain. That was funny. And then at the end of the show, after all that stuff happened at the end and everything, oh man, it was so great. What a great time. Like, yeah, man, it was awesome. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, they even came to the after party for a bit, too.
They did, yeah. They actually have really good memories of their time in Calgary, because I saw them on the 70K cruise this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Huh. That's cool. How many times have you been on that?
70K I've done twice, and then my first metal cruise was Barge to Hell.
Oh, yeah. That was a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, Barge to Hell was 2012, December, I think. Yeah.
Interesting. And you have been to MDF?
I've never been to MDF.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Any other notable festivals of note?
Been to Heavy MTL twice, and
cool.
I did Heavy TO once because it coincided with a physics conference, so everything was paid for. Nice.
Zing.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's awesome. So yeah, you've been doing a lot of anything else in the photography world? Have you ever done like a what do you call that? Like a gallery where you like show your prints and stuff like that? Have you ever done anything like that? Or?
I haven't actually. I've just started thinking about and actually testing prints this year.
Oh yeah,
something
cool.
I've never sat down and actually put time into.
Yeah, right. Cool.
But yeah.
Do you think you're gonna shoot for Metalfest this year, or what do you think?
Maybe. Am I invited?
You're totally invited to come shoot at Metalfest.
Ah, good. That would be my 3rd time, because I think I missed the first one. I can't remember why. I don't think I was in town.
Huh, cool. This one's going to be like the first one.
Oh.
Because there's no like big, huge headliners. And it's like a big bro down, you know? Like just a big, it's going to be a good time. Lots of awesome bands from out of the province and some real talent. Like all the bands that are on the festival are really talented bands. everybody needs to check them all out.
I like the festival because you get to see people, even like from Calgary that I haven't seen in a while. Everyone just comes, hangs out, watches each other.
Yeah,
Or maybe plays if they're invited that year.
Yeah.
Get bands from Edmonton.
Totally.
Pretty excited to see Villainizer again.
Yeah, and Begrime's coming down, which is going to be super awesome. And Mortillery is headlining the second stage, I think on the Saturday. I'd have to look, but yeah, I know there's some others I'm missing too, but there's so much talent all around. Lots of like Sparky and Lavagoat are coming out from Saskatoon. They're so awesome. And this one night I have, it's like all like stoner and doom and mixed with like Cataplexus, and yeah, it's gonna be really good. It's like Chieftain and Cataplexus, and Lavagoat, Triton and Numenorian, and all these kind of like down tempo stuff mixed with some up tempo stuff. And then the Wednesday is always really fun too. Did you go last year?
Yeah.
To the Wednesday, yeah, that was. This year should be just as crazy.
At the ship.
Yeah, the Ship and Anchor. Yeah, this year. The Outer, Lucid Scream, Woodhawk, the Electric Revival, Bloated Pig. Should be pretty nuts. That place should be slammerood, so show up early.
It was packed last year.
Oh, it was scary packed. Yeah, we were like, we're not going to set anything up this year. There's no room. And to try to have 5 bands on that stage too, even if it's backlined, like there's nowhere to put anything. So
yeah, tried to take a few pictures there last year, but there's no real barrier. There's not even like a very high stage.
Yeah.
So if the crowd starts moving, I have nothing to like work against.
Yeah, just get plowed over. Yeah, that show's always fun. It's free too, so yeah, it's just a matter of getting there early enough because it only holds like, I don't know, maybe they have 140 capacity in there, maybe. But yeah, the Ship's always a good time right down on 17th Ave there.
Yeah, if you go early enough, you can hang out on the patio, have some beers.
That's right. Drink way too many beer before the show, so that by the time the show's ripping, you're ripped. Hey, you're over 18. You can do whatever you want. Did you vote today?
I did vote.
Oh my gosh, it's voting day here in Alberta.
You voted too?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I voted for the Cowboy. The Cowboy Party of Alberta. It needs to happen.
Yeah, I think they're probably counting ballots now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, polls closed 20 minutes ago, so maybe that's why it's been so windy. Yeah, everybody's mad in Alberta. It's funny.
Yeah, our PC conservatives are hopefully not back in.
Yeah.
I don't know, they've been screwing up a lot lately, we'll say.
Yeah, everybody wants them out. Yeah. What, you can't take the private jet and like your daughter's friend to,
Yeah. Can't build a palace on top of some other building, you know? At least hide it out of the country.
Yeah. $200,000 in butler expenses. Yeah. No, I mean, you'd think in this province where we have tons of oil that we would, like, you look at a place like Norway, they have $1 trillion saved. And there's like, I mean, you're either Norway or you're not, because they have like 70% tax, and like if you're old and you try to move your money out of Norway, they tax that at 91 and stuff like that. So, but you stay in a 5-star resort when you're old, and they have the best healthcare in the world and all this good stuff. And they have $1 trillion saved from their oil revenues. So I don't know. I think we could at least negotiate a better deal with our oil, but who cares? Who cares what I think?
You gotta run.
Yeah, I gotta run. I gotta start a party, I think. I'm gonna start a party. Why not?
Metalfest party.
Yeah.
Calgary Metalfest party.
The BNP, man. The Big Nate party. Big Nate Productions, Big Nate party. Fuck. Wouldn't that be fucking hilarious if I got into office? They'd shoot me in a day. Yeah, I already have the mouthpiece for it. I don't know if you know this, but iTunes changed the name to Gettin' Heard in Nate's Backyard. They're recognizing me as a human now.
Oh.
Yay!
Yeah. I had to change it because we thought they rejected it because of the name and stuff, but I think it was just some bad math on our part. So you can search Getting Hard on Nate's Backyard on iTunes and download it and listen to it whenever the hell you feel like it.
I very much enjoyed telling people I was getting hard in Nate's backyard.
Yeah? Did you tell your physicist friends?
I did.
They're like, yeah, okay. Yeah. No, I like doing this. I've had like comedians on. I've had, like every band on. Just I want to have my friends on. Just talk about shit. I don't think anybody's talking anymore. I think that's part of the problem,
Yeah.
Everybody talks about politicians. They don't talk about politics.
Too busy Facebooking.
Or going to hockey games.
Or going to those darn hockey games. Yeah. Man, I'm not going to talk about hockey, but I was watching the Ducks kick the shit out of Calgary. They are outplaying them by a mile. It's hilarious. I'm a bandwagon jumper. I don't pay attention to hockey at all, and I sort of start paying attention during playoffs. God, they were just wiping them up the other day. I couldn't believe it. So good luck, boys. Those guys are all boys too. They're like 20.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we'll play a tune here. We're just about a half an hour, and then we'll talk about some other stuff, some pole fitness, and some more other craziness that you do.
Okay.
Do you have a request? Is there anything you can think of you'd like to hear?
Have some bloated pig.
Oh yeah, bloated pig. Sure. Here it comes. We're back. That was Age of Slavery by Bloated Pig. I've kind of assumed that'd be fitting considering we were talking about voting and there's a bad storm outside. So, Monika, you're into pole fitness. Can you explain this to the people? Why this is not prostitution or hooking?
Well,
or stripping? Sorry, somebody paid me $5 to say that.
just $5?
Yeah, they
Who was
you gotta ask her. You gotta ask her that.
Who was it?
I'd have to think. I can't remember right now. I'll tell you later.
When you figure it out, let me know. I'll have a conversation with them. Yeah, so I got into, I call it pole fitness. It is still pole dancing, but because we live in a sort of conservative country, anytime you say pole dancing, you get that look where they're like, "Are you a stripper?"
Yeah, the AJC
or they just
comes to your door.
straight up ask. But it's it's a sport. There's competitions. They're fitness classes. Like, they're really geared for fitness.
Right. And you've got some goddamn, you're toned. I'll tell you, people can't see this, but Jesus, I wouldn't want to take a right hook from Monika over here.
Yeah, there's
Can you do the human flag?
I can do the human flag.
Oh my God.
That is my favorite thing to do.
That's intense. Fuck. I tried to do that once. I think I almost broke an elbow.
Yeah, it takes technique and strength, and yeah, you can hurt yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Did I see you were injured recently? Did that happen?
Well, yeah, so I've been kind of suffering from the results of a car accident.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's just been taking a long time to get over.
Is it like a shoulder thing? Or?
Well, I was rear-ended, and I was getting out of my vehicle with my head turned. So initially it was just a sort of whiplash injury, which was, it's pretty bad if you're not, like, your neck's not in neutral position. If you're twisted, it just makes it a lot worse. And then, it's basically my right side. Apparently there's something with my shoulder too, but I'm waiting for an MRI, and that takes a long time.
Yeah, unless you want to pay $1,000 or something. Yeah.
And
Fair enough. You performed some pole fitness at Noctis, right?
Yeah.
That was cool. That was the 420 show, wasn't it? Or no?
Was that, no,
that
was 5. Yeah.
5, yeah. The one with...
It was Venom.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the distillery show.
Yeah, the old distillery.
The old
down
distillery,
by the train tracks.
Yeah. The old parabolic dish dome place.
That place was cool.
Yeah, it was cool for everybody but the sound guy.
Yeah, no, I know the sound was difficult to work with, especially when I was trying to do my performance, and I was like, oh, the music's actually playing. Hold on.
Yeah. That was a weird room. Cool room, but weird room. Props to Therese. She would always bring in, like, awesome sound into there.
Yeah, and lights.
And
like,
lights,
that was just, she set it up really well.
Yeah, and the pictures that were coming out of that, oh my gosh. It looked like a giant...
I'm going to see we're talking about mine and say thank you.
Yeah, no, it made it look like a big stadium. It was just nuts. I remember the light guy who'd flash in between red and blue, and that, like, does something to you. It's like you're, like, all stuttering when you walk. It does some weird thing to your vision. Anywhere else have you done live performances of
Yeah, one more for Scarab Productions, which was the Women in Metal show that she put on.
Right, yeah.
And then I did, when Pitchback magazine was around, I did the Alberta Metal Awards, or whatever they were called.
Right, yeah.
That was quite a while ago now. And I've competed twice.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
like, nationally? Or is it, like, how does that all work?
So, regionally, and I won Alberta's in 2013, and then I had my car accident about a week before nationals that year, so I still went, but it wasn't great.
Oh no, you're like in a neck brace doing the human flag.
So I was having some issues, like I went to the chiropractor, I went to physio, and they were like, you don't seem too bad.
Right.
But after I sat on a plane,
yeah, that's the worst for injuries like that, is sitting. Cool. So what again? You won regionals in 2013?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
To Slayer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. You always have rad music. Yeah. I remember preparing some music for you once. You were probably the only one doing it to Slayer, I imagine.
Yeah.
Is there like some weird goth people that get in there, and there's like Marilyn Manson or something?
There's definitely the Marilyn Manson. That seems to work really well.
Right.
What else do people do? I swear I've seen someone do like maybe Slipknot.
Oh yeah, okay.
I can't really remember. I don't know. Of course, the like metal elitist in me goes, they're not dancing to real metal, but
yeah, exactly. Sell out bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
but
for
you know.
sure. Cool. So, where was that held?
At Cowboys here. So
Zing.
that was even funnier to get Cowboys, a country bar, to play Slayer.
Boy, but that crowd was awesome.
Actually went over really well. I was
Cool.
surprised. Yeah.
Awesome. So what did you were saying you played in that band that won't be named?
But if you're listening, Nate's still after you.
Yeah, totally. I'm coming. Actually, I don't work there. I don't.
Yeah.
Somebody else is coming for you. What did you play?
Guitar.
Guitar. Yeah. Do you still play guitar at all?
No, not really. After I quit the band, and it was during my physics degree, I really got into school.
Right.
And was a
yeah.
bit reclusive. Didn't do anything in the music scene, whether it was play or go to shows for a while.
Right.
And yeah, I kind of picked it up on and off, but yeah, unfortunately, don't really play anymore.
Cool. So to go back to what we were your photography stuff for a second, and what does it entail to go get shots of the Aurora Borealis? Because that seems like it wouldn't be something that's easy.
No, there's websites that provide you with solar data and predictions.
Oh.
Some are good, some are not. If you're really interested, I recommend checking out solarham.com.
Cool.
So basically, I watch for
solar ham, like
yeah.
like a pig.
Like ham, yeah, but
Okay.
also for ham radio.
Oh, right. Okay.
But like pigs, we'll go with that theme, bloated pig.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Bloated ham. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
And they give you like their best
yeah,
predictions.
so they give predictions, and I'm learning how to read the data myself, so I'm trying to make my own predictions.
Cool.
And then sometimes you get it or you don't. I've had like really good luck every time I've gone out. I've been able to shoot it, so.
Wow. Is it usually green around here?
Generally it's green, and this is where I'm going to be a bad physicist because I don't remember what it is that causes green. I think it's oxygen.
Okay.
So when you get aurora from solar flares and also from solar wind, and basically it's just interacting with the geomagnetic
Ionosphere?
sphere. Yes, words.
Yeah.
I've been drinking.
Yeah, I had to loosen Monica up.
Yeah, they told me I had to drink, and I was like, this is a really bad idea, you guys. Yeah, I can't speak physics when I'm drunk. You're not supposed to drink and derive.
That's
that type
okay.
of
I'll
stuff.
edit it in later.
Okay, good. It'll just be that Nate saying the correct word.
Ionosphere. Yeah. So
but,
something's
yeah.
happening. It's like skipping off of it. The
Basically, just the electrons are interacting. So,
okay.
Yeah. And I think it's
They're blasting off the sun.
From the sun. Yeah.
From the sun.
Yeah. So, and I think it's oxygen that causes green, and if there's nitrogen, that causes red. I don't remember what causes purple.
Huh.
But yeah. And I don't know. Again, I haven't looked into this, but they do get it on the south. So like you can see it from Australia.
Right.
They seem to get a lot of red. Don't know why.
Huh.
Might look into it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And where are you going to get these shots?
You basically need somewhat dark skies. I've generally been going north and west of Calgary. Not even that far. Lake
just
Minnewanka.
to get out of the light pollution.
Yeah, basically, as much as you can.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go to Lake Minnewanka,
Mm.
but a lot. So if you go there, there's a crowd. There's lots of cars.
It's
There's lots
3
of
in the
headlights.
morning, and you're just like, gee,
Yeah.
gee, gee. Some creep in the bushes taking pictures. Cool. So, besides bands and Aurora Borealises, do you take pictures of anything else?
I've been doing a little bit more landscape, so going out to the mountains.
Cool.
Went to San Francisco to see Satan, Raven, and King Diamond.
Awesome.
And then I did a bunch of landscape photography around there. So I basically didn't
cool.
sleep the entire week I was there.
Right. Just, yeah.
Just
There's
like
always something to
shows,
do.
photos, circus training, yeah.
Circus training?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, because, like, the whole pole thing kind of, those two worlds, like, collide a bit, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, like Cirque du Soleil and this kind of thing, they've got to be able to, it's got to be part of that too, right?
Yeah, in Cirque they do a lot of Chinese pole, and that is different than what I do.
What is that?
It's still a pole.
Okay.
They're usually aluminum, I think, so they have a little bit more give, and they're covered in some sort of rubber, usually neoprene or something. Traditional Chinese pole, there's usually 2 of them set up, and the acrobats will be climbing up them, flipping between them, doing flags, like a lot of jumpy stuff. And then there's sort of the Western version of Chinese pole, which is very similar to, I guess, what I do, what strippers do. Since we went there already.
Yeah.
Where it's more like dance. It's not so much the insane flipping crazy acrobatics. It's very like strength based and dance.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Have you ever been to Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, Curious is in town actually. That's a really good one. I'd recommend seeing that.
Yeah, I want to go. I'm gonna go steal some old lady's money. I'm gonna mug some people.
And go to the circus.
Yeah, and go to the circus. Yeah, exactly. Buy some peanuts. Cool. So when did you start doing the pole thing? When would you say?
I think I've been doing it for almost around 6 years now.
Cool. And you have your own pole, right?
Yeah, I have 2. At one point I had 3.
Wow. Is that so you can jump in between them? Or
No, just like different ones. So I have one that's sort of a freestanding one, which is good for when I have to go for performances. It's easy to set up anywhere. And then I used to have one in my house, but I sold that one. And now I just have one at my gym.
Cool. Yeah, where do you work? Do you care to say the name of the gym?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
No, I'd totally love to promote the gym. It's great. So Ascension Fitness is where I'm currently at. I train on aerial straps there. So the guy that manages the gym trains me on those. Cool. And then I teach pole and flexibility and mobility there.
Oh, nice. So I'll find their website. I'm sure it's probably ascensionfitness.com.
Yeah, .com, .ca, I don't know.
.ca,
You'll find it. Ascension Fitness Calgary, it'll come up.
Yeah, Google it, people. You can do it. Cool. I just had another one I was going to ask you there. So straps.
Yeah.
What's up with that? That's like now you're doing the Jesus Christ pose and all this kind of stuff, right? Doing like kind of like the rings.
Yes, it's
like
very
flips
similar to rings, except there's no actual ring at the end of the straps. It's just a loop for your hands and feet.
Okay.
It's insane how much strength you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really like it. I don't know. It's very cool.
Yeah, I see the stuff you're doing, and I mean, I don't do anything. I'm horrible. I should do something. But the angles you get and stuff are really scary. You can tell it takes so much strength to do it.
Yeah, with this type of stuff, you have to like it and really commit the time to it.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. I want to get some basketball going. If you guys want to play basketball, you let me know. I'll fucking reject the shit out of you. I want to wake up at like 6 a.m. and go play basketball, so hit me up. I'll be the center. You want to play some basketball, Monica?
I don't know that I'd be very good.
Oh, I'm not very good either.
Okay, maybe I can just do human flags off like the net thing. What is it called? Where the basket hangs?
The hoop?
Sports physicists don't know how
backboard?
sports work.
Whoa, that'd be wild. Do you is this always a singular thing, or is there ever 2 girls on a pole?
There's doubles. There's doubles like a guy and girl.
Okay.
Which happens a lot in circus. The guy is generally the bass, so he does a lot of the holding. And then there's the girl is the flyer, so they do a lot of the hanging off the person or whatever. There was a really amazing duo from Vancouver that won the Canadas in 2013. If you look up the YouTube video, Canadian pole dance, look up the doubles winners.
Okay.
Insane.
Wow,
those girls,
cool.
yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask. Do you have a website for your photography or anything? Or?
Oh, yeah. So my website is deviantoptics.com. Optics is spelled with a K, like the Russian.
So
I think the Russian.
DEVIANT
Yeah.
OPTIKS.
Yeah.
.com.
Yeah. Some
Cool,
good
yeah.
spelling skills. I don't know that I could have done that.
I won the geography and spelling bee in the 5th grade.
Oh, nice. I probably would have just started thinking about something else halfway through the word and then been like, what am I spelling? Shit.
Okay, yeah, right. I love you physicist types. You have 2 drinks and you think you're retarded. It's all good. I feel like playing another song. I want to play some Sparky. Do you mind hanging out for another minute?
Sparky's good.
Cool. We'll be right back.
There's nothing like another man's lover, sworn to the arms of another soul, smelling strongly of each other, magnetizing like eyes and you never let go. Now just don't seem to stop, just don't seem to know. Stop, people, some guy named Old Master face to face to face to face. Some guy named Old Master face to face to face. Read it like an open letter, greener on the other mind. Get the keys to the door that says my name, and I look at the moves. I can hear your pain. I'm moving to the groove. How I contain ourselves. Treat it like there's nothing better, greener on the other mind. Get it like an Irish setter. Be your master blind. Just don't seem to know. Stop, people, and some guy named Old Master face to face to face to face. Some guy named Old Master face to face to face.
That was Lockjaw by Sparky. We just realized we're all fucked. The NDP got a majority in Alberta, probably.
Yeah. Shit.
Have fun with your sales tax and PST. It's going to happen overnight. Good for you, Deborah Drever. Shout out to Deborah Drever. I hope you won. A friend of mine. A friend of all of ours.
It's true. She's nice, I guess.
Yeah, she's nice. She's cool.
NDP.
Yeah. Scared. Yeah, I don't know. I put on Facebook the other day, like, I was taught, I grew up in the States, so I was taught, like, you don't, like, tell people who you voted for. It's kind of a thing, like, and then my one buddy was like, you're in Canada, buddy. It's everybody's right to know. I was like, what? Okay. But it doesn't matter. Who cares what I think? I'm going to start my own party.
I think it's a good plan. I'll back you.
All right. Do you have a crazy Eastern, like, old school, old money?
We could find some.
Yeah, could we get on the phone to Poland? And their economy's doing good right now. They could send some money over
they've
here.
been doing well.
Yeah, cool. So, in talking about all this, I forgot that you're a fucking awesome writer too. Thanks for reminding me. Just one sec. That was my dad pushing politics in my face. So tell us let's stop talking about politics and tell us about who you've written for.
I wrote for Pitch Black magazine. Doesn't exist anymore, but it was Alberta based. And I currently write for metalrules.com.
Cool. And you submit photos as well, right?
Yeah. I like to do photos the most, and that's generally what I stick to. I do the occasional interviews, and sometimes I do review the shows that I shoot.
Oh, cool. Who have you interviewed of note?
Actually, my most recent, I think it was the last interview I did. One of my absolute favorites was Vulvatron of Gwar, one of the newest members.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be...
Was that awesome?
It was really awesome. Because she's a computer scientist in real life.
Oh, okay.
And she's nerdy. I read a bunch of her initial interviews when they first kind of introduced the character. And she kept making, like, physics jokes.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah, cool.
So I was supposed to interview her and Beefcake. And Beefcake, I asked my first kind of physics-related question, and he was like, "What?" And I repeated it, and he was like, "Physicists?" And I was like, "All right, I'm going to change the direction of this interview." And then, so I ended up having to send Vulvatron just a few questions, and they're all physics-based. I consulted with Team Physics, got their input on it.
Nice.
And her answers were hilarious.
Yeah, because she knew what she was talking about.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And I ran into her on 70K, actually, Kim. And she told me that her dad's a physicist, and she showed them to him, and I was like, oh, God. 'Cause they're kind of inappropriate, and they're really awesome.
No, that's sweet. Yeah, I remember reading that when they announced her, because it was like, instead of this, like, feeble humans, I mean, there's still that going on, but it's all... She's explaining why.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. And so that's up at, like, you could find that on Metal Rules? Or?
Yeah, that one's up on metalrules.com.
It's metal-rules, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. Yeah. JP, is that...
Yeah, he's
where is Metal Rules based out of?
So it's based out of Canada, and there's a big team in the UK. But we're international. We've got writers all around the world.
Like the Vice magazine of metal.
Yeah.
Cool. JP's involved with that, right?
Yeah, he's one of the editors.
That guy on terrestrial radio. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool, eh? Megawatt Mayhem, we should give them a big shout out. Did you know that's Canada's longest running metal show?
Yeah, it wasn't. They're over 25 years now,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they might be at like 27 or 8 by now.
Yeah, I can't remember when their anniversary was, but yeah for 25.
Kevin and JP, Kevin Warren and Josh Wood, they're doing some good work playing the metal since like 85, I think, or 6.
Whatever. However the math works. We're not doing math on this show, right?
No. There's math happening, but I'm not calculating it.
Yeah, JP's actually crazy with the trivia because he's got that board game that no band can do. Like, honestly, I've been hanging out with bands and they've been trying to, like, play the metal trivia game, and they're just like, who knows this? Yeah.
Well, you got to be into really early, mid-'80s Italian power metal. If you know Manowar's fucking discography, you might have a chance. Yeah, he made a board game, and did he write a book too, or was it just the game? No, he's just did the game.
I think he just has the game, yeah.
But I've seen that fucking game in like Walmart.
Like,
yes, I've seen that game in like actual retail stores. So good for him. Crazy, the people we know.
Yeah.
And you did a lot of shooting at the Noctis, right? Did you do every year?
No, I think Noctis 3 was my first one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Did you ever, we were just kind of having this conversation, did you ever write for Beetroot or submit pictures? Or?
No, I think I've submitted my pictures for them, especially for Sarah Kittingham.
Right. Yeah.
Writes, and now is the editor, music editor.
Yeah, totally.
So whenever she writes about local bands, if she doesn't have a picture in her portfolio,
Cool.
she reaches out to us.
Yeah. So you haven't been out to very many shows lately. Are you pissed off and disenfranchised with the local Calgary metal scene?
No, just, I don't know.
Self-time?
Self-time, yeah. Well, I had that goal to shoot the Aurora. That kind of usually happens in the middle of the week. You're up all night. I have my real job.
Yeah, right.
So, and yeah, I guess there's been like life happening.
Yeah, for sure. And the scene's changed a lot, and there's new bands, lots of bands break up, lots of bands get together. It's hard to, unless you're a dork like me that like works in it all the time, it's hard to keep up with it. So.
Yeah. I always find it's a bit easier in like spring and summer. Maybe it's because my brain kind of clicks over. It's brighter, longer, and it doesn't seem so terrible to be out so late.
Yeah, it's terrible when you're still up and the sun comes up, though.
Is it? Or is that a sign of a really good night?
God, it's too late again. Why is the sun up at 3:30 in the morning? This does not make any sense. Had a few of those in my friend Mel's. 3:30 and the sun's coming up. What? Kilyakai and Kaioctus, I think it was when Kilyakai played, there used to be this festival called Loesch Fest up by Olds, and before that it's held at a like a drop zone, the drop zone for skydivers and stuff, and we were playing that. We got asked to play the show. A band member knew a guy or something, and the show was like horribly ran, and there was no real promoter, and there was no real management and stuff. So we end up there. It was like 2:45 in the morning when we got on stage, and it's just like fields as far as you can see. And these skydivers, I think it was a competition. So there's like planes parked everywhere and tents, and we're ripping out death metal at 2:45 in the morning. They're like mad. They're coming out like, quit playing. There's a ton of people liking it that came for the show, but the people that were standing there didn't like it very much. And then I remember looking somewhere, some way, and I was like, oh my God, there's the sun. Like, what's going on here? We're on stage and the sun's coming up? That's never happened before.
On 70K this year, there's 60 bands as opposed to 40 on all the previous years.
Wow.
There are actually bands being scheduled to start playing at like 5 in the morning.
Whoa.
And that would be like the last band, then there'd be a little break, and then they'd start again at 10 a.m.
Whoa.
However, we're on a little boat, secluded. Probably no one's going to yell at us.
Yeah, right, yeah. Everybody's there for that purpose. Man, I've never wanted to go on a cruise, but I would go on that. Like,
they're really fun.
Yeah, that sounds like. And what is that? It's like $1,000 or something like that for the whole, like the cruise and the ticket and the room and the.
Well,
I mean,
if you're just thinking about the tickets for the cruise, on the boat that they had this year, there was rooms where you could fit like 8 people in, and I think it was like $333 each.
What?
Yeah, and then you get the fancy like balcony rooms and whatever massive. Those
That's
are
just
getting up
for
there.
the room?
Yeah.
For how long again?
It's 4 days,
5
days,
wild.
4 nights, whatever it is. Like this year was Monday to Friday. No, Thursday to Monday. Previous years it was Monday to Friday, I think.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah. So it's not a bad deal.
Yeah, maybe I was hearing that like people with private rooms or something.
Yeah,
like
no.
that.
If you're getting the rooms with balconies, like the massive ones, and
yeah, that's really cool. Therese let us. She flew us out for business purposes to Inferno Fest.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I was like, business.
Yeah. No, it was so awesome. It was pretty amazing. Anytime you get to go to some other place to enjoy music is fucking awesome. So, yeah, that's cool. I'd really like to check out that 70K, man. That it seems like every year it just gets crazier.
Yeah, a lot of people. So the ones that have been going since the beginning, or even just a couple of years now, they buy their tickets before the bands are even announced, just because of the experience, just to see their friends. I mean, from Barge to Hell, I met friends that now live in Norway, Sweden, all over the world. And we still talk via Facebook, email, and
Yeah,
then
because
we meet
that's
up.
so special that it's like people really come from far to go to
Yeah.
it, you know. And there's such, the bills are just stacked. It's nuts. It seems like there's so many. Like you got Venom on there. Like,
Yeah.
that's awesome. How long did Venom play for?
They had some pretty good sets. I think one night they did their new album, and then with a couple classics, and then I think that was their second set. The first set was a bunch of classics on the pool deck. I think on the pool deck they had at least an hour.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do you think of this idea? So, like, kind of going off this, I mean, this has always been an idea in the back of my mind since I started Calgary Metalfest. Did you ever hear of Festival Express?
No.
It was. I'm just gonna look this up real
Is this
quick.
the train
Sorry.
thing?
Yeah. Have I talked to you about the train thing?
I don't know if it was you, but no, yeah.
Okay.
Something is ringing a bell.
So, like Janis Joplin and the band, like all these crazy musicians from like the 60s and 70s, they got on a train in Canada and took it all the way across Canada. And here you go. 1970 train tour of the same name across Canada, taken by some of North America's most popular rock bands, including Grateful Dead, Janis Joplin, the band, Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. The movie's called Festival Express. So, yeah, what I was thinking of doing was, like, getting this fucking going again, but do Metal Fest Express. So, could you imagine if you could, like, fly out to Halifax and get on a goddamn train and get off on it on the island or something like that? I mean, even if it wasn't... Do you think that... Would that be something you would go to? Even if it was, like... Let's say it was, like, a week long or something like that.
It was a week long.
If it was like 4 or 5 days, being on a train and bands every night. Because I was thinking of doing it like one of two ways. You either have a car with bands in it that just toodles along the country, or stop in like major centers and have a big show and like get out. And then so if you bought tickets to the train with everything, you know, you could... But I was thinking it'd be really cool because you can buy a ticket on the train here in Canada. I think it's like $7,000 or $8,000, but it's a 21-day like Canada, like there and back thing. I think that'd be really neat to mix that with metal and trains. Like how
I think there's an idea there. I think I like the idea of stopping and getting big shows.
stopping and playing.
Train cars are small.
Yeah, they can be awesome, and they can't. You know, it's just like anything like that. Like if you're in your shitty coach seat, it sucks. But if it was a little more expanded, it could be neat. I've never been on a train. I think it'd be such a neat way to. I've driven across Canada a few times, but I've never gotten to see it that way. Like if you're on a train, you got to go through the spiral tunnels and shit like that. Like you don't get to see that in a car.
No,
that's pretty nuts, right?
There's an idea there, Nate.
Yeah, interesting. Cool. Well, good to know. I'm glad you approve. Maybe when I make some money in 20 years, I'll be able to fucking do that before I die. That'd be a fun one. But I was thinking it'd be cool if you had like 4 headliners, and then you kind of do it like Calgary Metalfest, where it's like get like 3 or 4 big headliners, and then they stop in every town, and you get all the local bands there, like regional stuff.
What if we just organized everything and like commandeer is the word for a ship, but can we commandeer a train?
Yeah. There's got to be some rich dick we know that has a train car somewhere. Now, I don't know. I mean, with all this goddamn oil money, like, I don't care if the price is down, they still have the money. Somebody's got a train car somewhere we can borrow. So, send an email to info@bignateproductions.com and tell me about your train car. We'd love to take it across the country. What would be really neat is if you could get the, what's the one that runs it?
CP?
No, the big car with the engine. The engine? The train engine?
Yes. Don't you guys watch Thomas the Tank Engine with Dahlia? Shouldn't you know how trains work?
We try to stick to the fringes of children's programming. Very interesting. Well, I think we're going to wrap this up. Thanks a lot for being on here, Monika.
Thanks for having me.
Super awesome. We're over an hour now, so life is good. I want to thank everybody for listening. Go to righthookmics.com, bignateproductions.com, CalgaryMetalfest.com, DeviantOptics.com with a K, and it'll all be in the description and whatnot. Yeah, thanks for getting hard in Nate's backyard.
My pleasure.
Have a good day, everybody.
Get the fuck off of my brain!